Don't trip over the wire this week, Ryan. Hey guys, how are you?
Hi.
Welcome to this very special episode of Sculpted Vegan Kitchen. I just realized I left my retainers in, so it sounds like I'm talking over my retainers. I should have taken them out beforehand. I'm always picking them out in restaurants and leaving them on the table covered in saliva. It's really not very nice. Today, what are we going to do? Some vegan lasagna, which is not spelled with an A. It's spelled with an E, by the way.
Did you just get that?
It's one of my pet hates, actually. I don't know why the Americans spell it with an A, but I think they just changed it to spell like it sounds. But
is it here now?
It's an E, but the Italian version of lasagna, which is what we're going to make today, but of course a vegan version, is actually spelt with an E, believe it or not. So Chef Lee is going to show us exactly what we're going to do today. This took quite a lot of prep, I think, did it, in advance?
Yeah, because the bolognese takes 4 or 5 hours, so I've got one on the go already. And then obviously I'm going to go through the process of doing it again.
Fantastic.
So good
Excellent.
to go.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to shut up and let you
so
get
guys,
on
here we go. Good to be back, and hope you didn't miss me too much last week. Right, going to start off with the infusion. So what this is the bechamel starting off. So this is the oat milk with the nutmeg and bay leaf. So just into any wee pot that you have, and then I'll just put this on the low heat and just leave that sitting there, and we're good to go.
Oh, remember to go slow for the camera.
Oh, sorry. Keep
like this, walk like a ghost around the kitchen.
Nice and slow. Nice and slow. I'll get used to it, guys. Right, so now what I'm going to do is start off with a bechamel sauce. A lot of people would do this differently, so they would stud an onion with cloves, but I just like to do it my way. It's nicer.
Maybe chefs stud an onion with cloves, but I don't think anyone
I'm a chef.
This group studs an onion with cloves.
As classically.
Lee, show us how to chop an onion properly.
Yeah, no problem at all. So each knife's different. Every chef they'll use a different knife to their liking. At the end of the day, I like a carved knife and then a chopping knife. Always have one sitting aside anyway. So for a fine diced onion, always keep the root on. Gives you a wee bit more leverage. And
you're slicing with the grain or against? You're slicing against the grain?
Against the grain with the root on. And then, so nice thin slices. Take your time, guys.
Holy shit, I don't know how you do that. I would take my finger off.
So there's 3. I just go 3 and then again.
Ah. So you learn something new every day.
Exactly.
And by the way, guys, I'm not like, I'm coming down here. Look, I'm actually looking at the live on my phone. And if you have any questions, you can let me know. And I will call them out to Chef Lee. Otherwise, I'm just kind of hanging around in the background today.
So
looking pretty. Like, here's one I made earlier.
So just getting started, guys. So this is the onion. Now I'm going to put in the vegan margarine.
So you don't sweat off the onion or anything first?
I'm going to sweat it off, yeah.
Oh, you're going to sweat it off now? Right,
so
okay.
What I'm doing is just put that in a wee pot and you're good to go. So
just any vegan margarine?
Any vegan margarine, whatever your local market does.
Okay.
It's good to go, yeah.
Any vegan butter at all?
So I just keep that on a low heat. And as I say, we'll just start with the ragu.
Excellent.
So if I'm going too fast, just let me know.
I have a question for you, though.
Yes, of course.
And you may be shocked to hear this. Are you ready?
Uh-huh.
So in America, they make lasagna with ricotta cheese.
Right.
Have you ever heard of that before?
No, it's bastardized everywhere. So at the end of the day, do it your way.
The Americans tend to bastardize things.
Everybody knows, trust me.
Maybe it was through ease. That they, if you don't actually have to make a bechamel, you can just put in the ricotta.
Yeah, you can. I would usually do it with an aubergine, the Parmigiana that I done you one time. I would use the vegan ricotta and I would use it in that. So
okay, so guys, this is if you are American and you're used to making lasagna, this is the very classic Italian way of making lasagna, which is the right way. What I'm joking, but so you wouldn't use ricotta cheese in this. What Lee is actually making is a bechamel, which is a white sauce. So just to let you know, in case
also,
you're like, where's the ricotta?
Oh, sorry, Ken. Also, guys, we know our stock pot always goes in well. If you want to make your own stock, it just takes a wee bit more time. This is so handy.
Could they use a dried stock cube, or does it have to be?
You could, but just make sure it's completely dissolved.
Okay,
yeah?
Excellent.
So that just goes into the infusion. What I'm doing here is I'm heating this up so it's lukewarm, it's tepid. So whenever I bring it into this, in your process of making this, if you add cold milk or cold liquid, you end up with lumps. So this cooks it out and it just pushes things on a bit quicker for you.
So this is really interesting for me because I've never seen you do this before, and I would never normally make a white sauce this way. I would just normally put in, the butter and flour to make a roux, and then just add in the milk just to thicken it up, and then add my seasonings in afterwards.
This is just a different process. Just
so you're warming the milk first.
I'm warming the way I was always trained, the way a chef is always trained, what I train people is basically it's warm liquid in the warm pot, never cold.
Right, okay, interesting.
So, yeah, every day's a school day, Kim, or me.
Indeed. I'm liking it.
I'm just turning this up and letting it sweat down a wee bit. As I say, guys, I'm a chef, so I can do two things at once. It's up to you. You can take your time. You can make the white sauce that morning and make the ragu later in the day. It's up to you. So at the end of the day, it's going to be easier for you. And then whenever you're doing the lasagna, just heat everything back up again.
Excellent. Yeah. Okay.
Right, we're going to start with the ragu now, guys.
So the ragu is the bolognese sauce, for those of you who don't know.
So nice wee pan, and then just get the oil in, and that just gets that nice and warm.
The recipe is in the Facebook group for anyone who hasn't downloaded it yet.
Right, so we're back over here, guys, and
we really need two cameras, don't we? It's hard to go back and forth and back and forth.
So as I say, guys, I made this easy for you. At the end of the day, I'm a chef. I would stand and I would finely dice everything and really take my time and make sure that the preparation's done properly and like really, really fine dices. But as I say, I'm making it easy for you. So this is why you have a blender. So just into the blender with your courgette. And as I say, if you don't have a blender, cheese grater work just as well.
Linda is asking, do you make batches of stock and freeze, or is it not a good idea?
Most of the time I would do it, but with this recipe, I wanted to help you. You don't have batches of stock in your freezer or in your cupboards. There'd be stocks that I do here. Sometimes I'm freezing down, like if you want like a no beef gravy and things like that there. Mm-hmm. So yeah, definitely go ahead.
And another question, can you freeze the lasagna when it's finished?
Yeah, I don't really like that, but at the end of the day, if you want to save it and you're trying to save a few pennies and use it for another day, definitely.
Okay. Yeah. And how long will this last in the fridge? Guy is asking.
Fridge, Guy, that's a friend of mine, I think it is. All right, how are you, mate?
Yeah, certainly.
You know exactly how long it will last. About 3 to 4 days is plenty, so it is.
Perfect.
So that's the carrot in, guys. And then with the celery.
So you're just chopping everything
just
up.
Roughly
now,
chopping
just roughly chopping it up and putting it into a food processor.
Yeah, yeah. As I say, you could start and grate it to a cheese grater. Same process.
Which is what I would normally do, actually. I would stand and grate it. So if someone doesn't have a food processor, what would they do? Just finely dice everything?
Finely dice it, or a cheese grater. I'm sure most people will have a cheese grater.
Yeah, a large cheese grater.
Yeah.
Not a wee tiny one.
And just grate it through. Classic bolognese. And with working on an Italian restaurant before myself, this is the quicker process of doing it. You're just blitzing it all down. And it evaporates the liquid a bit quicker.
Okay, perfect, yeah. So 2 onions going in?
2 onions going in, yeah.
Okay, just talk us through exactly what you're doing as you're doing
sorry, so just peel the onions there and just roughly chopping them. Don't have to be any particular size. You're just chopping out so when they go into the blitzer, it incorporates nice and evenly.
Okay, so just slicing the onion there. They're not even into small bits. No. I'm fascinated by this process.
Yeah, as I say,
I should have read the recipe in advance.
So as I say, this is just getting warm now anyway, so you never want to add it to a cold pan. You don't ever do that.
I'm just going to act like a sous chef and stir your onions here.
Yep, thank you very much.
Yeah.
So this is this. Oh, sorry.
Go on ahead. Oh, right, you're watching me. You don't need to watch me. It's fine.
Yeah. Right. So now, guys, we're just going to pulse this. You don't want to turn it into a paste.
They're saying there's no celery in the recipe, Lee. Is there celery in the recipe?
There definitely is.
Oh, okay, Joyce is saying I can't see celery in the recipe.
Four ribs.
4 ribs of celery. Someone's asking, Joyce is also asking, what does sweat mean?
Sweat, just sweating it off, creating flavour and eliminating moisture.
But how do you sweat, I think is what they're asking?
The oil.
So it's just like a low heat to draw out the
low
flavour?
And slow. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So it's sweating is really just like you can imagine like as if like a person is sweating. You know, you're sweating and moisture is coming out of you as you're sweating, but you're not cooking yourself.
Yeah. With a bolognese, you want most of the moisture gone. Okay. That's why you cook it right down to it's nice and thick. So you do. Okay. So that's why it takes so long, guys. So just into the pan here. Sorry, just
scraper.
Yeah. No, it's all right. There we go.
And for those of you asking, courgette is zucchini.
Zucchini, yeah. Cilantro, coriander.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm doing here now, guys. This takes a wee bit of time, but the longer you do this for it, the better, because the more water that you eliminate, perfect.
Is there a difference between using white onion and red onion, Linda is asking?
No, just the red onion's just more sweeter, so it is. So
Okay.
you can use it if you want. It's
Yeah.
no bother.
So if you didn't have any white onion in the house, you could easily use red onion?
Yeah, or you could use shallots.
Okay, perfect.
Just shallots are a more milder flavour.
Joyce is asking, what is corn mince? I'll answer that. Corn mince is basically just, corn is a brand, so it's just soy mince, that's all. Any kind of vegan soy mince, you want to make sure it is vegan, because most soy minces have, it's a ground beef, sorry, we call it mince, but sorry, I'll talk actually to the camera. So in America, a lot of people say to me, what is corn mince? Over here, we call ground beef mince or minced beef. So it's just basically a ground beef substitute. Make sure that if you are, sorry, burping, if you are looking, if you are fully vegan or plant-based, that you buy one that is vegan, because a lot of the substitutes have egg in them. So just watch for that.
So listen, guys, as you can see, this is the onion sweating off for the bechamel sauce. As I say, I'm doing 2 jobs at one go. You don't have to do that. You can do one job in the morning and one job later on in the day. But I would always say, do your ragu in the morning, because it takes 3 to 4 hours, and then just leave it in a low and slow oven. It should be good enough. So as I say, guys, you'll see the moisture all starting to leave the pan here. In a classic bolognese.
Show us the moisture leaving the pan so that they can
so
see
you
it
can
up
see
close.
the steam coming out. You can
just the steam?
Yeah, the steam coming out, and then you're seeing most of the liquid starting to evaporate. In a classic bolognese, what I would do is I'd fry the mince off and brown the mince. That's more flavour, but we're not doing that today. So you're actually using the corn here. Is where I noticed, and I don't know if you've noticed, but when you put it in and you don't fry this off, it absorbs more of the flavour.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
It's a wee good. That was actually a good tip. As where it was,
I gave him that tip.
Exactly.
I something. It does. It absorbs more flavour.
Because I wasn't used to corn, guys, when I started here. So
yeah, you weren't used to any soy mince or beef substitute.
Yeah, exactly. So listen, guys, this is good to go. Just let that sweat away. Don't worry about it. It'll not burn. It'll take a while to burn, so you'd really have to forget about it.
That is a very high heat you have it on. Well, that definitely won't burn there.
You want it on a high heat. If you do this slow, you're going to be sitting there for 20 minutes.
Right,
And
okay.
it just defeats the purpose of me putting everything in a blender. Gets everything done a wee bit quicker.
Okay.
Yeah. So now we're on to the bechamel again. So this is the infusion with the stock, nutmeg, and bay leaf. And then this is the onions, which is sweated off in the vegan margarine.
Lee, could you use sunflower mince instead of soy mince?
Yeah.
Anything at all. It is It's really nutty. It's gorgeous.
Yeah. Go for it. Definitely, guys. Yeah.
100%.
So this is the flour going in. So now you want to turn it down, because you want to cook the flour out nice and slow. So just looking like this is a basic roux. So this is the way you start off most white sauces. So bit by bit. So just do a little at the start. You may think and get intrigued and go, do you know what, I'll put more in. Oh, it's getting too lumpy. But no, it will. The lumps will cook out. And that's the good thing about the warm liquid. So as you see, it's becoming a nice thick consistency.
They're saying it's very therapeutic. Watching you stir that, Lee.
Nice and
it's like a meditation.
Well, I always see cooking as that. That's all. Well, unless you're in the kitchen, you're getting absolutely hammered, and you're having to prepare things too. Then it's not therapeutic. But as I say, yeah, cooking is therapeutic when you're at home and relaxed, and your mind is just cooking. That's it.
Guy's telling you that you're not allowed to split it.
Not allowed to split it. Don't you worry, chef. I'll not split it. Guy's an old chef of mine, so he is. So.
He's just in here learning a few tips, Lee.
Oh, of course, he's always learning off me.
Oh, glad to hear it.
I'm the boy that taught him.
Yeah, that's excellent. We should invite all your chef friends in here to learn from you.
No, maybe not. So as you see, guys, you may think that's lumps, but that's not. That's actually the onion. That will cook out after about 5-10 minutes anyway. And then when you cook the lasagna in the oven, exactly the same thing. So it's down on a low, and that's that basically ready to go. So this is the vegan cheese, which is optional. This is 200 grams, so I'm going to use half for the bechamel sauce. It's optional. If you don't want to use the vegan cheese, 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast be fine.
Yeah, I like nutritional yeast in mine as well.
Yeah.
I would also, but you've used a stock cube or used a stock pot in your, I was going to say I would use a stock cube in mine too, but you've obviously used one in the.
Yeah, well, I use the stock cube and then I'll taste it so well, but just a wee bit of white pepper in there also. The reason why I don't use black pepper, it discolors the sauce.
Yeah, of course. Of course, yes, chef. Yes, chef. I knew that, chef.
And then a wee bit of salt. As I say, guys, I don't really need to taste loads all the time because these are recipes that I tried and I know are fine.
But how do you know when your sauce is ready? Like, you should be tasting it, shouldn't you?
You should be tasting it. You want to cook the flour out.
Just to make sure that...
flour usually takes about 5 minutes to cook out. Then you're going to cook the lasagna in the oven anyway, so it's you don't really have to worry about the flour cooking out because it's going to cook out with the lasagna.
Okay, but what about flavor and seasoning and stuff?
Should you can always taste it. But
taste it and see if you need a wee bit more.
Taste. Always taste.
Joyce is asking, what is an aubergine? An aubergine is an eggplant. We have different names around. I think it's called eggplant in Australia. And it's called eggplant in Australia. So
it is indeed. Right, so listen, guys, this is some of the moisture starting to come out. As you see, it's starting to dry up there. So we are good to go to the next process. So into the corn.
So this is the ground beef substitute, which is a vegan mince substitute. That looks quite fat. That one, have you soaked that off first?
No.
Oh, it's just probably defrosted,
Defrosted, yeah.
Defrosted,
As I say, guys, it's store-bought, so it is frozen, so you can use it whenever you
Can you
like.
just put it in frozen?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I know that, but I'm just asking the question for them.
Yeah. It just takes a wee bit longer, so it does.
Yeah.
As I say, the 5 Ps, as I was telling Ryan about earlier.
Ryan, the cameraman, who you guys can't see.
Yeah, it's perfect preparation, prevents piss performance.
Piss per performance, we always had. Maybe 6 Ps.
Oh, 6 Ps, is it?
I don't know. I'm just adding in an extra one.
I'm just teaching the chefs. So the chefs have been teaching for all these years. I've been doing it wrong. Right, so that's the basil one in there. Sorry, guys. The dry basil in. So as I can see, sorry, Ryan, I'm going to switch my sauce off because I'm happy with that is now.
Do you want me to give it a wee stir here for you?
Yes, please.
See, I'm really shocked by how you've done this because I would stand here and stir this continually for like 20 minutes. But
doesn't need it.
This was like a 2-second job, which I'm highly impressed with.
Awesome.
Do we get to eat this once it's finished?
Well, no, the lasagna won't be ready for 35, 40 minutes, but you are having it tonight for dinner.
Oh, excellent. Glad to hear it.
Yeah.
Glad to hear it.
So that's the basil in. Now in with the tomato puree. What you want to do with the tomato puree is you want to cook that out for about 2 to 3 minutes because it cooks the acidity out of it. You just put tomato puree in the sausage or anything like that. It's too hard.
Very acid,
Yeah, very acidy.
Wee teaspoon of sugar to counteract it now?
Well, I would always, I'm trying to stay away from sugar with the recipes.
Teaspoon's
But as
fine.
I say, at the end with the bolognese, a wee tablespoon of sugar will sort out the acidity of all the tomatoes.
I always add a tablespoon of sugar to my bolognese.
But I like acidity. I don't know. It's just my preference. Right, so let's start cooking out now. Really good to go.
Joyce is asking, what is a Knorr vegetable stock pot? It's basically just a stock cube, isn't it? But it's a jelly.
Yeah, it's a jelly. As I say, me being a chef, that's what I'm used to, is like stocks being jellies and like a liquid, not like a solid form. So I've tried a few, and at the end of the day, you don't always have the time. Even at home for me, I don't always have the time to make stocks. So the Knorr stock cube, the jelly one, is perfect. So it is.
Yeah, really good.
So this is just ground black pepper, guys. As I say, this is only a guidance, so you can put as much black pepper in as you want. If you like it a bit more spicier, go for it. So that's the tomato puree cooked out. So what I'm going to go with now is the red wine. So I'll just clean this off a wee bit. And then usually if you're making a sauce, you want to cook the red wine out. The alcohol is completely gone, but with this, it's going to get 3 to 4 hours in the oven, so it's going to cook out no matter what anyway.
Yeah, so some people always ask about, I don't take alcohol, what can I use instead? I'm like, there's no alcohol left in that red wine.
There's no alcohol at all left. It's completely cooked out. But most stores will do a non-alcoholic red wine.
Yeah, but it does evaporate the alcohol, so it's totally fine.
So just in with the chopped tomatoes, guys.
And Laura Lee is asking an alternative to red wine. There really is no alternative, but like buy quarter bottles of wine. That's what I always recommend it, or a box of wine like you have.
Yeah, box of wine, or even freeze it down whenever you've opened the bottle.
Yeah, there really is no alcohol left in it once it's cooked out.
So this is chopped tomatoes going in, guys?
In America, they call them diced tomatoes.
Oh, right, diced tomatoes. That's a new one for me. As I say, I'm just getting the remainder of the sediment in the can. And this is the water, just basically the stock.
Oh, wow, that's very liquidy.
Yeah, well, as I say, 3 to 4 hours, I'll cook that right out. And what I do is I'd put it in the oven at about 150 and just keep checking it every 30 minutes to 40 minutes. And if you think it needs more water, because the more water you put in here, I know it sounds strange, me evaporating the water from the vegetables, but you need the water for the bolognese and the pasta. So you're cooking it out, and essentially you're putting the flavor back into it. So that's it, guys. That's the ragu. And then what I do is just a wee seasoning now.
By the way, 150 degrees Celsius is 300 Fahrenheit.
Perfect. That's good. Good to know.
Just basically double it.
Right. So.
Linda is asking, why do you cook it so long in the oven? So you're not putting a lid on to put it in the oven?
No.
Uncovered?
Uncovered. I just put it in there, uncovered. The good agapans, you could just take the handle off, and then I just go to that every 30 minutes to 40 minutes and check it for liquid. The longer you have that in there, the nicer it gets. See, if you want to do it for 5-6 hours, do it for 5-6 hours.
Now that, so with our aga, a lot of people watching this know that our bottom oven's 180. So you're putting it in slightly higher for the first while, are you? And then would put it into the simmering oven. So the aga is slightly different. We can't set the temperature on this aga because it's a storage cooker. And so what quite often you'll do whenever you're cooking an aga is you'll put it in higher and then you'll move it to a lower oven, and you could put it in that simmering oven and leave it there all day. You could leave it there all night and it would still be fine the next day.
Yeah.
So about 104 hours at 150 or maybe 3 hours at 180.
Yeah.
Which is 300 or 320 Fahrenheit.
I'm just looking, guys. I made a mistake. I forgot
the garlic.
Forgot the garlic.
Sure.
But listen, it's no drama.
Just chuck it in now.
Yeah, no drama. Just.
Do you want the handle here?
No, it's okay. I'll just wash my hands here.
No. I'm trying to help you out here.
All right. Thank you. There you go. Just give it a wee mix, and that's good to go. Not really worried about the garlic anyway. The reason why I don't put the garlic in with the mirepoix of the vegetables is garlic burns very quick, and if it burns, it becomes real bitter. It's just not nice.
Yeah, it's not nice at all.
But as I say, guys, here's one that I made earlier.
Ooh, here's one I made earlier.
So as you see, I'll just do a wee tidy up.
Wow, let me have a wee smell.
This is completely finished. So what I do when this comes out is I'll check it for acidity and just check it for seasoning. Everybody's different. So if you want a wee bit more salt, add a wee bit more salt to it. But this is completely ready to go. And as you can see, guys, the tomatoes are completely cooked out.
That's interesting because yours is definitely more liquidy than I would have mine.
The reason why I have this here more liquidy is the dried pasta. See, by the time that's cooked out and the pasta absorbs most of the moisture, for lasagna, to me, it's perfect.
Yeah, no, 100%. I'm interested.
But if you want to use it as a bolognese for at home and you've just got spaghetti in the cupboard, boil off your spaghetti and just reduce that just a wee bit more. And you want your tomatoes just starting to break up. You
could actually add some chili powder to it, make it into some kidney beans and make it into a chili.
Yeah, like a chili or arrabbiata. That's another lovely one. Yeah. So that's good to go.
Very versatile, this bolognese. Do you want me to get you
a wee kitchen roll, please?
Do you want me to get you a serving dish?
Yeah, I have one here.
Oh, you have one there. Oh, well done. How much do you want?
Just
sorry,
for the pot.
The pot.
So it's us, guys. So, yep, sorry.
I'm just getting set up with the camera.
Yep, right. So back at it, guys.
I'll move this one out of your way.
Yep, thank you. So everybody layers up lasagna different. I layered up a lasagna different before I started with Kim, and Kim has a way she has it layered. That's what the kids like because the sauce is intertwined with the bolognese and it's not overly tomato.
Yeah, my kids with the lasagna like a lot more white sauce, and I found that any chefs we've had in the past, Lee's the third chef we've had working for us, and all chefs seem to do it the same: more bolognese or more ragu, and less white sauce.
I think it's more of when you're serving it in the restaurant and then you're portioning it up to be sold later in the day or later in the next day. It's just better. It sets with bechamel at the top and bechamel at the top and the bottom. It's just a better all-rounder. You couldn't do it if the bolognese was at the bottom, which is what I'm going to do now. But as I say, guys, as long as you make sure that there's a sauce at the bottom, either white or the ragu, and a sauce at the top, that's all that matters. You can put as much lasagna in. If you want it more pasta.
Yeah, thinner layers.
Yeah,
more
thinner
pasta.
layers. You just keep going with a thin skim.
Yeah, I usually like to have 2 or 3 in mine at least.
Yeah,
this dish isn't possible because it's more shallow, but I would use a deeper one quite often and then put in more layers of pasta.
Yeah, so we're going to start by building the lasagna.
What is it you say, Lee? Cooking's a philosophy, not a science?
Not a science. Bacon's your science. As I was a Marco Pierre White.
Yep.
So, as I say, this is the way the kids like it. So I'd always put a wee bit of sauce in. It doesn't matter if it gets messy, guys, at the end of the day.
Do you want me to get you a different spoon?
No.
Sure.
Yeah, actually, for just the top. There we go.
Right, so here is the difference in how you and I do it, which is interesting because I do love your lasagna. I would use half the amount of bolognese you've used and double the amount of white sauce.
You see? Right? See, as I say.
Mine is like you can actually see the white in the bottom of my bolognese, like it's just a wee thin layer.
Yeah. But the past couple of times I've done
No, it's been delicious. I've never had any complaints.
Yeah.
No?
As I say, everybody's different, guys. And Kim's definitely different.
Different stroke better? Is that what you meant? Different stroke better? Yeah, glad to hear it.
Right, so that's the first layer.
I am a perfectionist. Is it okay if they overlap like that?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's fine. As I say, you're going to check it out anyway. Once you put the pasta in, the bolognese on top of the pasta, it'll soften the pasta and then it'll break it down a bit more.
Holy shit, I am like having kittens at the amount of bolognese you're putting in there. It's literally double. 6 times the amount that I would put in.
You see, I'm
not even joking.
That's the problem I had at the start, Kim, I think.
Yeah, I really am. Like,
so what'll happen now is I'll get maybe a text later, or I'll get a wee chat tomorrow and it'll be like, can we put less bolognese in next time?
Everybody has their own preferences, though,
exactly.
don't they? You tend to make it like your mother made it, I think.
Yeah, and lasagna, tomato. It's about bolognese. To me, it's less about the white sauce.
Right. Okay.
So that's just me as a chef.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it does make sense with the amount of time you spend cooking it out, and
when the dish I have, it goes like that. So the pasta ends up perfect size. So as you see, nicely on top. This last one's usually a wee bit tricky. Depends how lucky you get. There you go.
I usually score it with a knife to create like a break in it, and then just
right. Well, for it is. Let's say another layer. You can do that as thinly as possible and more
as
layers
as you want.
You want. Sorry, and just more pasta. Just depends what you like.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kim's having kittens with more bolognese.
I really am. That's okay. It's better I'm not here watching.
Yeah. Soon it'll be me on my own.
Lee loves it when I'm watching him over his shoulder.
No. Don't you say it again. Don't you say it.
Oh my God.
And listen, guys, also, we should probably, the wee bay leaf, you'll find there going through it. As I say, it's no major.
Yeah. Do you ever use fresh bay leaves, not dried?
I was actually talking to Lorraine about it yesterday. We'd always have plants out the front, like thyme, rosemary in the garden and stuff. Bay leaf, fresh bay leaves, always so much nicer.
Yeah, we have so many vegetables and herbs need used outside at the minute now. They're all
leave it with
all
me.
ready.
Leave it with me, chef.
Yeah. Oh,
Right,
come on, Lee, you have to put more on there, no?
No.
Okay.
So, wait. I tell you what, seeing you're saying,
okay.
I'm running out of room here. We should have done this together.
I know. I should have just left you to it. Stay out of the way.
All right, then.
I've never had any complaints about your lasagna. So,
no, it always ends up well.
Yeah.
So listen, guys, this is the last layer, and this is where Kim will enjoy this. Sorry, just that last bit.
Enjoy watching this process.
This is the thick layer of white sauce. So this is what I do at the end.
Oh wow.
So it's nice, and then you have like a cheesy bechamel.
Okay, so that's obviously why it's never an issue because that all goes down.
Exactly, and it all intertwines. And
okay, well, now I'm happy, Lee. Now I'm happy. You redeemed yourself at the end.
Good, thank you. As I say, this is the other 100 grams of the vegan cheese. Or if you're just using nutritional yeast, just leave it as is. This will bake in the oven, no problem at all, without any cheese, just low and slow, as I say, probably about 150 to 160 degrees for 35, 45 minutes.
Sometimes I put it in for like half an hour and then just put it in the warming oven and just leave it there for
Yeah, and there's
hours
sometimes
and
when I
hours.
cook it for the kids, that's exactly what I do.
Because I find that if it sits, after it's cooked, if it sits warming for a while, it actually, it sets better and then it serves better. It's not sloppy when you serve it.
And the flavors mature too.
Yeah, yeah.
Always.
So just vegan cheese on the top there.
Yeah.
Joyce is asking what type of vegan cheese. Any type of vegan cheese is fine, isn't it? That's
Yeah,
just a Violife one.
we use Violife. I think it's the Violife. Sorry, I'll just go and get it here, guys.
No, it's fine. Would it? Can I add some wild mushrooms, or would that be a nice addition or not? Your mate guy is asking.
Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, 100%. So
yeah, I like mushrooms as well.
That's the vegan cheese there, guys. Easy enough. Or you can make your own.
Somebody's saying I'm highly allergic to eggplant. What can I substitute with? But there's no eggplant in this.
Well, you've got the courgette, which some people would class as eggplant.
No, eggplant's aubergine.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But some people would class it as zucchini too.
Oh, right. Okay. So yeah, but zucchini is courgette and eggplant is aubergine.
But I did get the guys to take the aubergine out because I just thought there was too much going on.
Oh, and right. Was it is aubergine in the recipe card?
No, it shouldn't be now. Okay. It was meant to be taken out.
No problem. There is no aubergine in this recipe. Someone else is saying. So is that it?
Yeah.
And then that just cooks off?
Yes. So listen, guys, that's just in the bottom oven for about 35 to 45 minutes. As I say, I've got my bolognese in there, so I'll wait until that's cooked a wee bit more. Put that in there, and then you get a wee photo of the finished product later.
This has been fantastic. And do you know why? Because many people ask me as a vegan, about how, they can, whenever I say I'm making vegan lasagna, they're like, how can you make vegan lasagna? Like, it just doesn't taste the same. And then people come to my house and I give them vegan lasagna for dinner and they cannot believe.
You would not know the difference.
You cannot believe how delicious. I mean,
it's beautiful.
I think if you're a real stalwart meat eater, you will taste there's a difference in the beef or in the cheese or whatever. But truly, this is a perfectly acceptable substitute.
And the thing about it too, guys, is when you eat that, it's guilt-free.
Yeah.
And in a sense, where a bolognese, sometimes when I eat a bolognese, if a chef makes it or someone else makes it, you're afraid of getting that wee bit of grizzle. You just don't get that. It's not going to be there.
No, exactly. So this is a really perfectly acceptable substitute. Kids love it as well. It does, as long as you prep in advance, as you can see, we're only on here 35 minutes and the lasagna is completely made. So it's really not a long dish to make. Although I am mighty impressed, I have to say, by the bechamel because I'm standing whisking for ages to make sure it's perfect. And so I definitely think that is how I'm going to be doing it in future because it was extremely fast. I hope that you enjoyed watching this live. Thank you so much, Chef.
Thank you, guys.
There is a recipe card pinned in announcements. So I don't know it's pinned, but it's in the announcements. You can go and download the recipe card. You can replay this video and cook along with Lee and make your lasagna. And if you do make this dish, please do post it in the group so that we can celebrate with you. And if you have any questions, make sure to post those too.
Yeah.
Otherwise, thank you so much for showing up and watching. And thank you, Lee, for Chef Lee.
No problem at all.
Thank you. Be all professional whenever he's cooking. Give him the title that he's due. And yeah, thank you so much for doing this again, giving up your valuable time.
No problem at all. Hope you enjoy, guys. See you next week.
See you next week. We have some shred recipes coming for you in June. So we were looking at those today. So we're going to teach you how to make some real quintessential bodybuilding food. And we're actually going to add some sections to the recipe cards as well. You don't even know this, only decided today.
No, Christina texted me earlier.
Oh, great. So we're going to add some sections to teach you what are free foods, what are cruciferous vegetables, what use do they have in bodybuilding. We're going to start educating you on the kind of food that we're eating going forward and how it works with burning fat and building muscle. So that is all very exciting. Lots of changes taking place. So make sure you tune in next week if your goal is to burn fat and build muscle. Mr. Bud here wants some of the lasagna, but he's definitely not going to get any. So thanks again, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day wherever you are, and we'll speak to you next week.
See you later, guys. Bye.